So, this is the deep sector. Glancing around, I see a windowless corridor. Look, as the commander, we will find a way to put Delta in a cowboy outfit, and she will enjoy it. Maybe it'll be something that she wants to do for Signal, where it's like, you know, one of her favorite shows has cowboys and Indians in or something, and she's like, okay, it's time to dress up like a cowboy, and then there's an outfit for Signal where she's dressed up as like an Native American Indian. I don't know. It could happen. The entire place is eerily empty. I need to find Mana. But how? Where could she possibly even be? But there's flies. I continue to look around. It's difficult to ascertain where the door is inside the corridor. The long and grey space isn't well lit. I scan the dim corridor internally, searching for Mana. Because after all, we are We can't cast a light source without Mana. Ugh. A sudden burst of dizziness hits me out of the blue, along with a wave of nausea. First things first, I need to get moving. Step, 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 step. Oh no, step is. I start walking forward. Soon after walking for a long time, there is still no sight of Mana. For that matter, I haven't seen a single researcher around at all. Phew! The dizziness and nausea are growing worse by the second. Maybe I should sit down for a bit. I sink down to the floor and curl up into the fetal position and start crying. Do communications not work here either? I think they might do. Mana, where are you? No response. I'm in the deep sector right now. No response. Guess not. I lean my head against the wall and stare at the ceiling. I can't keep going on like this. I pull out the access card Aoife gave me and stare at it. I need to figure out some way to contact Mana. That's true, Snow White did say that she'd arrive. I stand back up. Let's be honest, they do reuse a lot of the background scenes they have, because they also used this when it was the Cinderella scene as well. So, yeah. And they also used it at multiple other times too, but it's fine. They don't need to make new ones when they have old ones already that will just serve the same purpose. I stand back up. Yeah, this is the power supply corridor. Exactly. And just as I'm about to head back to the elevator. Commander? Mana? What are you doing here? I finally found you. Oh, well, great. We found her. I guess she didn't realize she was missing. You were looking for me? Why would you do that? Have you seen yourself? Ma'am! Huh? More importantly, how did you get in here? Aoife gave me an access card. She did? I put out the access card and showed it to Mana. That's just a guest pass. Why isn't Aoife with you? She said she couldn't come because she had to get separate authorization. Huh? If she couldn't come with you, Why did you come here on your own? You asked me to? Right? I did? Oh no. You contacted me and said that MMR had prepared a new weapon for me. I did? Huh. Oh boy. Mana, did you not send me a blah message earlier today? No. I've been here in the deep sector since yesterday. And I'm scheduled to be here until tomorrow morning. But I received a message from you this morning. Could you show me that message? Hold on a second. I showed Mara the message I received earlier. Getting very fishy. I'm already feeling like it's either Eva who sent that message, Sixo, or somebody else. There's a reason. I'm more likely inclined to think that Eva sent the message, and there's a reason why she sent it. There's always a reason behind everything Eva does. It's always something she can't do herself, so she gets us to do it. It's definitely been sent from my profile. But I never sent this. Not only that, MMR doesn't produce new weapons for commanders in the first place. What? Oh man, I gotta make do with this spud gun. I've never heard of such a project. Then how could I have gotten this message? Well, I can't say for sure, but it seems that someone wanted to lure you to MMR. Given that they used my name to mislead you. Yeah, no gun that shoots drills. Oh man, can't I have a pistol version? I highly doubt that their intentions were noble. I'm not following. Commander, what kind of place do you think MMR is? A place where the Ark secrets are hidden? That's a rather unexpected answer, but you're not incorrect. Did anyone tell you that by any chance? I heard it from Aoife. I see. Makes sense. Well, she's right. It's probably the MMR that, like, they probably came from a subsection of Deep or something, to be honest. MMR safeguards all of the Ark technological secrets. Because they would know about the core of the Ark as well, being what it is. That's why everyone who comes here first has to be granted authorization in the form of an access card. Yeah, funnily enough, we were always told that Arks were created with the cubes at the core of the Ark. Wow. But this is also not meant to be the first Ark. It's like, aha. Here in the deep sector where we are now, the security is particularly tight. In other words, I entered without proper authorization. Oh no. Please punish. Wait, I can see your bra. Nice. Not necessarily. You do have an access card after all. No, I'm just saying, like, you can see the outline of BB's right there. Thank you, game, for slowing down as I pointed that out. Thank you. However, if you were to encounter any other researchers and they wanted to know your reason for being here, you might be in a bit of a bind. Do you think that's what they wanted, whoever it was that brought me here? Ah. It's not a voiced event, though. Oh, well, I suppose it is voiced with me, but still. There's no way we can know for certain. One thing that is certain, however, is that staying here for too long will be dangerous for you. Okay, let's head out then. All right, I'll lead the way. Mana hurriedly leads me towards the access elevator. However... Beep. I tap the access card again against the... I tap the access card against the outside elevator panel. Huh? I try again. Error code 4012. It's not working. I think the card's expired. She just says it's expiring soon, but not like this soon. That means you can't leave. You're here forever. So I'm trapped down here. Am I trapped down here with you, or are you trapped down here with me? You can leave. Yes. The code you just saw appears when an expired access card is used. Can't you open it with your card? I'm scheduled to be here until tomorrow morning. It's nearly impossible to alter the time period which you've been approved. Unless there are truly exceptional circumstances. Mistless even keeps researchers on a short leash, huh? Yes, they do. It makes sense in a way for them to have like a set period of time. Otherwise, it's like it's probably to avoid them from snooping about where they're not allowed to. Researchers must obtain approval to enter the deep sector and must adhere precisely to the authorization timeframe. Those are the rules. Why is it so inflexible? For a very simple reason. This place contains many secrets. Missilus doesn't give free rein to anyone who works down here. Not even the researchers? No. The company trusts no one. That's smart. That's probably the reason why they prefer Nikkei researchers whenever possible, because they can mind wipe them. Hold on. Are you telling me that the researchers here are intentionally composed entirely of Nikkeis? Even Maxwell's a researcher. Not all of them, but most. Did you know that Aoife and I are both Nikkeis? What? Oh my god, I had no idea. Yeah, I know. You have a good memory. To be fair, I wasn't super sure if Mana was or not, but she has appeared in a few Outpost stories, so more likely than not, I thought. That's right. Aoife and I are Nikkeis. In addition to being researchers at MMR, we're also members of the MMR squad. No! When humanity migrated to the Ark, do you know what non-combat Nikkeis were initially created for? Preserving technology and art. To ensure that humanity's knowledge and creativity wouldn't vanish underground. Which is why, obviously, it makes sense as well for a Nikkei to also be a librarian for the Ark. Because that way you'd always have someone who can maintain all the history and knowledge and stuff too. Yeah, because Julia was part of the previous Missilus, like, leadership and whatnot. And it made sense for her to be on the surface all the time, to be collecting the music. And to have an obsession with finding it too, because she'd always, like, you know, she'd store it. It was embedded into the Nikkeis themselves. She really needs a treasure as well, she does. Like, I actually do quite like her as a unit. I'm not sure I follow. How exactly did they transpose technology and art into Nikkeis? By transforming exceptionally gifted artists and engineers into Nikkeis. Ah!
This way, their skills and knowledge could survive.
So I'm guessing they didn't have a choice in this situation.
Without the human limitation of time.
What?
Scientists were no different. Nikkeis were considered a premium storage device of sorts for scientific knowledge.
I mean, well, we know that, you know, a certain individual known as Grave, she became one because it's basically just a case of she didn't need to sleep as much. They are pretty much terabytes. They got like petabytes of storage inside them.
And so many scientists were turned into Nikkeis as well.
I don't know why it's such a shock, but still.
That's not the only advantage that Nikkeis have. It's difficult to hide secrets inside a Nikke's brain. Since humanity moved to the Ark, brain scanning technology has improved by leaps and bounds. Unless extreme measures like neural shielding or blackboxing are employed, most Nikkeis are incapable of concealing any information from humans.
That explains it.
That's not the only reason. It's easy to store information in Nikkeis, and it's difficult for them to hide anything.
This also would make sense as to why, like, for example, like Hammer and Drilly, which are like also non-combatant Nikkeis too, are like, say, in the mining industry. It's probably just a case of like, well, at the end of the day, if they get hurt, well, their body parts can be easily replaced compared to natural humans. And it's dangerous for humans, and of course, you know, with like back in the day with like the black lung and stuff like that too, they don't need to worry about that being Nikkeis either. So like, there's less danger for them. And even then, they were like, there wasn't much work for them either. The only one that is a little weird is the one with like the ones which are basically Deliveroo's and Uber drivers, which are also Nikkeis, but at the same time, it makes sense if they can also run quite quickly, and they can also literally have built-in sat-nav as well. So, yeah. It's convenient, and it makes sense. But man, how horrible is that? It's like, okay, we're going to turn you into an Nikke. Oh, okay. That's all right. You're not going to go out onto the service and fight? Oh, thank God for that. You're going to become an Uber driver. What? You're going to make me a delivery drone? Yes. Oh man, I'd rather go up on the surface and fight. No. That's why her name's Delivering. I think it's like Delivering, which I only just realized now, which I can't believe that's why her name is that. Oh my God, that actually is genius.
That's why the majority of MMR researchers are Nikkeis. Of course, not everyone was forced into it. Some volunteered to become Nikkeis, hoping to complete their research without being limited by a human lifespan.
Well, Maxwell wasn't forced into it. Maxwell had to be one because I think they died in an explosion or something during an experiment as you do a story.
I see.
I don't quite... With Mana and Eve? I don't... And Ether? I mean, Ether is like a sort of... Obviously, is a chemical. But Mana is... I don't know if Mana is an actual chemical that exists. But then again, Ether is what you use to restore your mana in video games, which doesn't make much sense as to why they're the scientist names. It would be a better name for stuff like gamers. So, yeah. It's like Trony and Elig. I just imagine that their names to do with spanners or wrenches or something.
I've gotten sidetracked. To summarize, Merciless doesn't even trust its own researchers. Therefore, curtailing the time period for which I was authorized would be difficult.
Got it.
Thank you for understanding. We spent too much time talking. It's not prudent to stay here long. Let's look for another lab where we might get a signal.
Okay, let's move.